بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعزائي طلبة وطلبات شهادة الثانوية العامة قسم الرياضيات، أهلا بكم. النهاردة هناخد درس جديد في الرياضة البحتة اسمه سلوك الدالة. Welcome my dear student in our math program for secondary 3. Today we are taking new lesson. Its title Behavior of the Function. Dear student, let f differentiable function of the open interval AB. If f dash x or differentiation of the function x more than 0 for all the values of x belongs to open interval a and b. What it deduce? Then this function is increasing on the interval open ab. Dear student, remember f dash x more than 0 or positive for all values of x belongs to ab. Open interval. What it deduce? The function is increasing on this interval AB. Number 2. F dash x smaller than 0 for all the values of x belongs to open interval AB, then the function is decreasing on interval AB. Example. Determine the increasing and decreasing interval of the function f where f of x equals x power 3 minus 3x plus 2. Solution. Dear student, f of x equals what? X power 3 negative 3x plus 2. At the first, we find the differentiation of the function f of x. After that, by substitution about point and find f dash of x. If f dash of x more than 0 on this interval, then the function is increasing. If f dash x smaller than 0 or negative, then the function is smaller than 0 is negative, decreasing. Look at, dear student, f of x equals x power 3 minus 3x plus 2. What is the f dash, dear student? As the first, the function is continuous and differentiable function on R, polynomial function. Then, what is the differentiation of the function? 3x power 2 minus 3x. What is the values of f dash, values of zeros of f dash of x? We put 3x power 2 minus 3 equals 0. After that, we find the value of x, which makes f dash x equals 0. Dear student, as a first, f of x is continuous and differentiable function. Why? Because it's polynomial function x power 3 minus 3x plus 2. By using differentiation, x power 3 equals 3x power 2, negative 3x equals negative 3. Derivative of 2 equals 0. Then derivative of f of x is f dash x equals 3x power 2 minus 3. What else? After that, dear student, we have common factor 3. Then 3x power 2 minus 3 becomes 3 multiplied bracket x power 2 minus 1. Then by putting f dash x equals 0, what you deduce? F dash x equals 0, then we know that 3 multiply x power 2 minus 1 equals 0. What is the value of x? In this case, f dash x equals 0 when x equals positive or negative 1. Why? Because x power 2 minus 1 equals 0. We find the value of x power 2 equals 1, then x equals square root, positive or negative square root 1 equal positive 1 and negative 1. Then the point which makes f of dash x equals 0 at x equals negative 1 and x equals 1. Look at, dear student, we investigate the sign of f dash x in each of this interval. As in the opposite table of a change, we find that. Look at the student, the table x, the first column x sine f dash x, behavior third column of f of x. The first interval from negative infinity negative 1, second interval from negative 1 to 1, third interval from 1 to infinity. Behavior of the function in the first interval is increasing. Why? Because f dash is positive. Sign of f dash is positive. Then the second interval from negative 1 to 1, f dash is sign negative. In this case, we say behavior of the function is decreasing from negative 1 to 1. From negative 1 to 1, dear student, behavior of the function is decreasing. From 1 to infinity, behavior of the function is increasing. Why? Because the sign of f dash is positive. Then the function f increasing on interval from negative infinity to negative 1. And from negative 1 to 1 decreasing and is increasing from 1 to infinity. Another example. Dear student, determine the increasing and decreasing intervals for the function f, where f of x equals x plus 2 sine x, and x belongs to open interval 0 to y, or more than 0, smaller than 2y. Remember, dear student, what is required? Determine the increasing and decreasing interval for the function f, where f of x equals x plus 2 sine x. Remember, x more than 0, smaller than 2y. What is the steps of solution? Excellent student. At the first, we find f dash of x. After that, we put f dash of x equals 0. Then find the value of x, which makes f dash equals 0, and investigate the function f dash x in all interval to determine the function decreasing or increasing. Dear student, f of x equals x plus 2 sine x and x more than 0, smaller than 2y. Solution. Look at f is continuous and differentiable on open interval 0 to y. What is the f dash x and student? 1 plus 2 cosine x. After that, investigate the sign of f dash of x by putting 1 plus 2 cosine x equals 0. When 1 plus 2 cosine x equals 0, what is the 2 cosine x equal negative 1? Then cosine x equals negative 1 over 2. What is the value of x? Yes, we find the value of x by using calculator, shift cosine negative 1 over 2. When x belongs open interval 0 to y, then x equals 2 pi over 3, or x equals what? 4 pi over 3. Dear student, in this case, cosine x is negative. Cosine negative in second quad and third quadrant. Then x equals 2 pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3. We obtain the table. The first column is x. The second column, first interval, negative infinity 2 pi over 3. Third column, 2 pi over 3 interval to 4 pi over 3. Fourth interval, the last interval, or fourth column, 4 pi over 3 to infinity. Sign of f dash, positive in the first, interval, negative in the second, positive in the third. Then behavior is increase, decrease, increase. Dear student, look at the table. The table consists of three rows and 4 columns. We have 3 intervals. The first interval, open negative infinity 2 pi over 3. Second interval, 2 pi over 3, 4 pi over 3. The values of x, remember, the values of x which makes f dash x equals 0, x when x equals 2 pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3. The third interval from 4 pi over 3 to infinity. When we find f dash x at first interval, we know that behavior of the function is increasing. Behavior of the function is increasing. Why? Because the sign of f dash more than 0 or is positive. The behavior of the function is decreasing in second interval from 2 pi over 3 to 4 pi over 3. Why? Because the sign of f dash x is negative. The last interval from 4 pi over 3 to infinity, positive. The sign of f dash is positive, then the function is increasing. Determine the increasing and decreasing interval of the function x power 3 minus 2x power 2 negative 9x plus 1. Solution. Look at, dear student, we find f dash x 3x power 2 minus 6x negative 9. After that, we know that we have common factor 3. Then the function equal 0 f dash, after that divided by 3, or we take highest common factor 3, then f dash x becomes x power 2 minus 2x negative 3. By factorization, to find the value of x which makes f dash x equal 0. Remember, dear student, the first step we find f dash of x. Second step we put f dash x equals 0. Why? Because we find the value of x which makes f dash x equal 0. What is the value of x? By factorization, x plus 1 inside bracket multiply x minus 3 inside other bracket equals 0, then x equals negative 1 and x equal 3. Dear student, look at the number line from negative infinity to infinity. The first interval from negative infinity to negative 1. Second interval from negative 1 to 3. Third interval from 3 to infinity. Remember, dear student, f dash x equals 0 when x equals negative 1 and when x equals 3. F dash x equals 0, dear student, remember, f dash x equals 0 when x equals negative 1 and x equals 3. Look at the first interval from negative infinity to negative 1. The sign when investigate the function f dash x must be more than 0. Then when substitution about any number from negative infinity to negative 1, we find f dash is more than 0, then behavior of the function from negative infinity to negative 1 is increasing. From negative 1 to 3, this interval the function is decreasing, but from 3 to infinity, open interval, the function is increasing. from the last interval, open interval 3 to infinity, we find the investigate of the f dash x more than 0 means is positive. Then the function or behavior of the function is increasing. Remember, dear student, behavior of the function start from increasing from negative infinity to negative 1, then becomes decreasing from negative 1 to 3. After that, becomes increasing from 3 to infinity open interval. The last interval, open interval 3 to infinity, we find the investigate of the f dash x more than 0 means is positive. Then the function or behavior of the function is increasing. Remember, dear student, behavior of the function start from increasing from negative infinity to negative 1, then becomes decreasing from negative 1 to 3. After that, becomes increasing from 3 to infinity open interval. Dear student, look at the number line. The first interval from negative infinity to negative 1, negative 2 belongs to this interval. F dash of negative 2 equals 15 more than 0. What to deduce? The behavior is increasing. Then f dash x more than 0 when x belongs to first interval from negative infinity to negative 1, then the function is increasing in this interval. After that, we are translate to the second interval. In the interval, open interval negative 1, 3. Take any element belongs to negative 1, 3. 0 belongs negative 1, 3. What is the f dash? F dash of 0 equals negative 9. When substitution about x equals 0 in f dash x, we find f dash 0 equals negative 9 smaller than 0. What to deduce? Behavior of the function is decreasing. Then we say that f dash x smaller than 0 or for all x belongs to open interval negative 1, 3. Then the function is decreases in this interval. Now we are translate to third interval. In third interval, open interval 3 infinity. Put any number x belongs to open interval 3 infinity as 4. 4 belongs open interval 3 infinity. Then find f dash of 4. F dash of 4 by substitution about x4 in f dash x, we find f dash 4 equals 15 more than 0. What to deduce? The behavior is increasing. Then we say that f dash x more than 0 or positive for all x belongs to open interval 3 infinity. Then the function is increases in this interval. Dear student, we find 3 cases of behavior of the function. The first case, when f dash x more than 0 or positive, then we say the behavior of the function is increasing when f dash x more than 0. The second case, when f dash x smaller than 0 or negative, we say that the behavior is decreasing. But the third case, the function becomes is more than 0, f dash x more than 0 for all x belongs this open interval, we say that the behavior is increasing. Then we have 3 cases of behavior. Start from increase, after decrease, then increase. What is the rule of behavior of the function at the first step. We find f dash of x. After that, we find the zeros of f dash of x. By substitution, we investigate the function, then determine the behavior of the function. Determine the increase and decrease intervals of the function 1/3 x negative cubic root x. Dear student, remember what the required? Determine increasing and decreasing intervals on function of the function 3rd x negative cubic root x. Solution. Dear student, look at f dash x equal 3rd minus 3rd x power negative 2 power 3. After that, we put f dash x equals 0. Why? Because we find the value of x which makes f dash x equal 0. Third is common factor, then x in this case not equal 0. Why? Because when x equals 0, in this we find the value 3rd minus 3rd equals 0. Then we find the function is 1 equals 1 over cubic root x power 2. We find x power 2/3 equals 1. Then x in this case, x power 2 equals 1. Why? When x power 2/3 equals 1, we distribute power 3 over 2 in left hand side and right hand side. Then x power 2 over 3 for all power 3 over 2 equal 1 over 3 over 2. What is the value of left hand side? Is x power 2. Right hand side is 1. What is the value of x? Negative or positive 1. After we find f dash x equals 0, find the value of x, then x in this case equal positive or negative 1. Look at on the number line from negative infinity to infinity. Determine the two values of x which makes the function f dash x equals 0, negative 1 and 1. The first interval from negative 1 infinity to negative 1, second interval from negative 1 to 1, third interval from 1 to infinity. Look at, dear student, in the first interval from negative infinity to negative 1, we take x belongs to this interval and substitution about this point to find f dash x. What is the deduce? F dash x in this case more than 0, then the function is increases in this interval. Second interval from negative 1 to 1 open interval, take any number belongs from negative 1 to 1 as 0. Then f dash x must smaller than 0. What you mean is negative. Then the function in interval negative 1 and 1 is decreases. Function f decreases in this interval. Why? F dash x smaller than 0. Take x belongs to the open interval negative 1 and 1 and substitution about f dash x. We find f dash x smaller than 0 or negative, then f is decreases in this interval. After that, third interval from 1 to infinity. In this interval from 1 to infinity, take any x belongs to open 1 infinity. We find f dash x more than 0. What you mean? The function is increases in this interval. By the same method, we have three cases. The first case from negative infinity to negative 1, the function is increases. Why? Because f dash x more than 0. The second interval from negative 1 to 1, we find f dash x. We find f dash x smaller than 0, then the function is decreases. The third interval from 1 to infinity, if we take any point belongs to 1 and infinity as 2, 3, 4 and so on, then find f dash of this point. We find f dash of this point more than 0 positive, then the behavior of the function is increasing in this interval. Dear student, now by the end of the lesson, I am very happy to spend such time with you. Don't forget, math, symbol, think, work, produce. Goodbye.